any podcast, on any public interview, either A, they gave you the questions and they said, here are the actual questions. Like if my phone rang today and someone said, you can interview Kourtney Kardashian, you will not come up with one question on your own, you dumb little bitch, David. These are the questions that you will ask. We will give them to you. You will pretend they are yours. You will smile like a donkey that you are, and you will ask these questions to Kourtney Kardashian, and you will not ad lib at all in any way, shape, or form. I would say, thank you, sir. May I have another? The Kardashians are huge fucking numbers. So they control the entire media process. Do you realize if you interview Kim Kardashian, you cannot even you cannot even go on the internet and find a picture of her that you want to post? They approve the picture, every single thing, because they can. To me, Teresa Starr this is a clear example of the fact that it's fading because A, you don't even have anyone fielding these questions, and B, they don't give a shit. They don't even whether it was prerequisite or not, and they obviously don't give a shit. They'll ask you whatever the fuck they want to ask you. So if someone calls me now, it's just happened recently. It was a Bravo celebrity, and they wanted to come on, and blah, blah, blah. And their team was like, you can't ask this, this, or this. I'm like, no fucking thank you. This is a small little pittance of a name in Bravo. It's a friend of on some damn housewife show. I don't want to get into it. And I'm like, if I can't ask these questions, no fucking thank you. Not interested. Not wasting my time with this interview. The numbers on this are going to be bigger. If Kourtney Kardashian called and they said you can't ask the following 13 things, I would say, yes, ma'am, may I have another? If Heather Locklear from Melrose Place wanted to come on this and her team said, you dumb little David, you can't ask any of the following questions, I would do anything because I'm a huge fan of Heather Locklear's. So my point is, but I mean, I just pushed back on this frienda from Bravo. My point is, Teresa ain't, I think, the big fish she thinks because no one's doing this and they'll ask whatever they want. So he asked about the taxes. Now, I love how the tree huggers are also trying to spin this like this guy is so rude. I really don't think it was personal for this guy. I don't think he was looking for his 15 minutes. He asked it's a little bit of a look. I have asked some crazy, crazy questions to people's face. I said to Anne Heche, are you happy that Ellen's canceled? I mean, you were the first person who was ever canceled. And I mean, you were canceled because of Ellen. And I mean, now Ellen has been canceled. Isn't that like full circle? Aren't you happy? Now, when I asked that question, I softened the blow. There is a way to do good cop, bad cop, and to ask questions. But he came right out and asked it. I didn't think it was very personal. I don't think it was really, like personally, I don't think he was trying to like, he is not a Teresa hater. He was doing his job. He has clapped back because he says he posted on Twitter, in the words of one of our viewers, she evaded that question like ... taxes. So that is what Larry Potash has posted. He's doubling down on this and saying she evaded the question like taxes. He don't care. He's not afraid of Teresa. This is what people want to know from you, Teresa. So I think it shows A, that she really doesn't have a team anymore because she can't afford it. And B, you ain't the big star. I mean, no one's kissing your ass and maybe this is a trend. Maybe people will start saying, I don't want to interview the person anymore unless I can ask what I really want to ask. So good for him for asking. I wouldn't have a Teresa on this podcast unless I could ask that. You can answer it any way you want it. Also, when you have PR, you have a canned answer for these things. Should have had a canned answer. She's a pea brain. She certainly can't think of it on the spot. But you should have had a canned answer for this, and you shouldn't be that shocked that you are a fired housewife at the moment. You don't have a franchise. They're going to ask you the real deal. By the way, you got to promote your show. That's how it works. Jenny Garth came on this show. We promoted whatever she wanted at the beginning. We promoted whatever she wanted at the end. In the middle, yeah, we're talking all about what I like about you, Amanda Bynes, Shannon Doherty, 90210, and Kelly Taylor. That's the business. That's how it works. Everyone in the business knows that that's how it works. This is a very good learning experience for Teresa. The next time you get an interview, I mean, I don't know. I guess you'll have to have Louis be your PR. And Louis will, I mean, he certainly seems to have the time on his hands. He'll have to reach out and say these questions are off limits. I have to tell you, I'm not a scumbag. There's never once that I said to someone, look, if you say don't ask about this and I give you my word, I won't ask about this. Now, I hate to toot my own horn, toot toot. Being a lawyer, I get the question in. I get it in a very roundabout way, but I get it in without asking it so that your answer will actually address what I want you to address. There's no way to answer this question without you addressing what I actually want you to address. By the way, you then look at the PR and you say, I didn't ask the question. You told me not to ask this or this, and I didn't. And that's true. So I always stand by my word. I'm not a scumbag. La familia, the word is everything. But I know how to get it in because I've been doing this for 6 years and I'm a lawyer. So I always get my question in. And if not, don't come on my fucking podcast. So I think this is great. I think this is what people want to know. I think it should be a trend. From now on, Teresa, if you don't want to address what's going on in your life, nobody wants to fucking interview you. I think it's great. I don't think it was personal. And I think, the question is, where is Louis? Because Louis, with all his stuff, and we reported, we thought he was up to some scams on Twitter, on TikTok and all this, and allegedly, and blah, blah, blah. Louis is, where is he? Because there's no update on his business social media, TikTok since like March or April. Someone pointed this out recently on, it's funny, I was going to cover this. I've been meaning to cover this for a few weeks, but one of our listeners, the Rensendal 9531, the Rensendal 9531 has asked this. And I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to cover this for a few weeks. It's true. This Rensendal 9531 on our YouTube. Everyone watching our little clips on YouTube. Full episodes are here on Apple, Spotify, wherever else you get podcasts. Go listen to the little clips. But she said where, I'm like, yes, very good question, Rensendal. I've been asking this myself. He hasn't really talked about this. He had this new business and social media, and he was going to change everyone's life. He's been laying low. He hasn't posted on his own Instagram in months. He has said things on Teresa's like looking gorgeous, babe, but she isn't posting him either. Now, I don't think RHONJ wants anything to do with him. So if she comes back, I don't know how that's all going to work. We're not seeing them gallivanting around the Mediterranean this summer, spending all the money like last summer. Maybe Jennifer will throw her a bone and take her on vacation because Jennifer's so desperate for female friends. I don't know, the Slav kebab across the river. But she needs to work now. But where is Louis? Louis seems to have disappeared, certainly from the business and the TikTok. So is this like another one of his scams gone bust? There's something brewing, and we're going to have to spend more time on this later in the week. There is something brewing online, and I do not know if this is true. Now, it comes from a Reddit page. Now, I'm not in Reddit. I don't read Reddit, but apparently there is this Reddit page, and it is called the Rick and Kelly Snark. I really don't even know how Reddit works, but it's called the Rick and Kelly Snark. Now, they don't seem to like our friend Kelly Dodd. Now, first of all, let me be very clear that I will never not report on something that is news. So once I report on this, Kelly's going to clap back. She's going to say, I'm a loser. I have a weird voice. I'm a fan. I used to stand outside and watch what happens. I'm not a real lawyer. I own 3 homes and I'm this and that, but they're very small homes because she's been in them. Not. She's going to say she's famous. I'm not famous. I used to stand in line and watch what happens. I'm a fanboy. By the way, guys, I am a huge fanboy. You know how many conventions I go to of 80s and 90s? Oh my God, I just saw Heather Locklear again. I am a huge fanboy of pop culture. Not a fanboy of anything related to Bravo or Housewives, although